Alright, what's up my weirdos? It's Taz here from the Asylum Radio Network, and I'm here with Jake and Matt from Citizen Soldier here at Upheaval. And have you guys ever played a big festival like this one before?
We haven't played any festivals like this before. This is our first year touring like this.
Yeah, we dipped our toes in the water a little bit. We did do Rockfest last night, so that was a good kind of introduction.
Yep.
Yeah, we're excited. We've been hitting a couple festivals, so that's a good time.
Yeah, and what was the crowd like at Rockfest for you guys yesterday?
It was solid. It was really solid. We were able to do Rockville, Welcome to Rockville in the spring, and that was awesome. We're really excited to be able to do Louder Than Life in September, and we're also doing Aftershock Festival in October in Sacramento.
So you're hitting a few of the DWP festivals?
Yeah, we are.
That's awesome. So, like, some fun questions that I always like to ask because it adds a little bit of humanity, because, you know, fans tend to see people on stage as more than human. So everyone always came up from somewhere, and so I'd like to know from you guys, who would you, in history, living or dead, would you want to tour with?
If I were to go with dead, I would want to tour with Dimebag, mostly because I'm heavily influenced by his playing and his sound. And I think he'd be a cool guy to like just talk about his influences and sit and play with. So I would probably tour with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think somebody from the grunge era. Sorry, I can't talk. I think Chris Cornell and Soundgarden would obviously be incredible. I also think that Lane Staley and Alice in Chains would be pretty wild. I think something like that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be. They would be good ones. I think. Yeah. Like, I would probably, out of all those, I'd probably go Dimebag. Like.
Yeah.
That would just be wild. It would be a wild time. And obviously, everyone who knows you guys knows that a lot of your guys' music is mental health awareness and things like that. How does it make you feel when fans come up to you and say that you guys have helped them through some terrible times in their lives?
It's amazing. I mean, it's something that you really don't want to take for granted, because at the end of the day, like, the festivals, the catering budget, the money, like all these different things, like, they're all just distractions from the core of what really makes this meaningful, which is like human connection, right? So like, it's very grounding to go somewhere and maybe not have the greatest turnout, but you have like 20 to 30 people there that just love you and adore your music, and they have these incredible stories. And like, you know, sometimes those are some of our favorite shows because we have more time to connect and talk to those people. Some of these bigger shows is just like boom, 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 move through everybody. You know? Yeah. So I think it's, for me, it's humbling and grounding to talk to those people.
Yeah, I'll just further that a little bit. It's extremely rewarding. At the beginning of this band, when we kind of started, when we were just some small little band out of Utah, we didn't really have much interaction with fans that were there because of the music helping them. They were just kind of there for a local show. But as things progressed and we started meeting more and more fans, it's almost more fulfilling meeting these fans and hearing their stories than actually performing the music. As crazy as that sounds, because this is what we do and love to do for a living, but the impact it has on the fans, I think it's more fulfilling than any festival, show, stage. You know, it's what keeps us going as a band. It's like we really cherish that at the core of what this band is, the interaction with fans.
Right.
Yeah, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, and it's not even like your local community that you're helping. Like, your music reaches worldwide. Like, when I was still living in Australia, I was still listening to your guys' music halfway around the world. So, like, that's such a wide reach of helping so many people has got to be incredible.
Yeah.
It is. It's funny, we were talking to our UK agent who's trying to get us to go over to Europe, and he said, you know, like, after Europe, based on these streaming numbers, Australia's next, and it's not far off. Like, it's, you guys have enough people listening to you there that you could justify heading out there in the next few years. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, I would have been content with just having like a hometown support system, you know, in Utah that listens to our music, like that to me would have been really cool. Like the fact that we can go anywhere in the country and see a few hundred people, and like internationally knowing there's demand for us to go play places is wild. It's incredible. You know, just social media and the internet the way they are today, those are real advantages that artists need to leverage in their favor.
Yeah, and well, so like you mentioned social media, TikTok was actually the place where I really got into your guys' music, because that's where you do all your teasers for a lot of the songs that are coming up, like Dead End Life. I was hanging for that to come out, like the full song, because I wanted to play that while I was working in front of my boss. And I've been doing it a lot, and I still don't think he's picked up on it yet, because I find that entertaining.
That's great, because I think that was kind of the intention a little bit with that song, you know, kind of talking about the average everyday person that's working that 9 to 5, you know. We were all part of that. We've all lived that life, you know, and I think it was a nice, not necessarily a break from like the more mental health aspect of, you know, some of the things that people deal with that, but I think, you know, it's a little more broad of a message that I think a lot of people deal with, you know? Yeah, I'm glad you were looking forward to that one. I like that one too.
Yeah, I got that. That's going to be up there, one of my favorites for you guys at the moment. I mean, like I was also talking to you before, Thank You for Hating Me was a big one for me. But in all seriousness, when I'm at work, I can just go to your guys' Spotify and just hit play and have that going for my full 8-hour shift.
Nice.
Like that's
awesome. That's a song that we've had a lot of fun playing on this tour. We're on tour right now. We're playing through the Midwest, playing these festivals, then doing some East Coast dates, and Dead End Life has been one of our favorite songs to play live. It's been really fun. Yeah.
So we can look forward to seeing that today.
Yep.
I'm excited to hear that one.
It's a fun one to play too.
Yeah. Well, and there's probably a lot of people that are, like you said, that are absolutely vibing with that, because it touches on so many things that everyone deals with.
Yeah.
And
people just feel stuck. I mean, there are people who are working 2 jobs, overtime, double shifts, that are still struggling to put any money in their savings account. That's not the American dream.
right.
And it's funny, the thing about like American identity politics is like people get upset at you for saying that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we can't be honest about the fact that it's brutal out here for working class.
Right.
You know, it's like almost, for some people, it's almost unpatriotic to say that. But you got to face reality. You know, people are struggling and it's really hard and they feel trapped.
Yeah.
If you're in a society where you give everything and you work every waking hour of the day and you still can't own a home, you still can't get ahead, you still can't have a retirement account, that's going to be a very mentally ill society, because people are going to feel like there's no way to better their life.
Yeah.
No matter what they do. You know, that's going to create a hopeless generation, and so things need to change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm on the tail end of the millennial generation, and I've already been saying multiple times, I'm like, I'm never going to be able to retire. It's never going to happen.
That, or own a house, even
Yeah.
trying to own a house. Yeah. It's hard, man. It really is. So.
And like, that's just something that everyone is dealing with coming up. I mean, you go back to the 80s and 90s, it was one income household, they could own a home, and these days you've got both partners working and you're still not able to afford a home.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lose-lose situation at this point, really. But I mean, you guys really brought that to light in Dead End Life, and that's what I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you have anything you wanted to ask? I won't be able to hear you. Do you want me to ask your normal one? Okay. So what she usually likes to ask is, we've heard from a lot of different bands that some weird food combinations that you guys have to eat when you're going on tour. Like just something that you make up that either tastes good or is just a really weird combination. Do you guys have anything like that?
Well, this should be his. So from Utah, we have a thing called fry sauce. And when you get out of Utah, you don't have it anymore. But Jakey has the perfect ratio, and I don't know what it is, but when we stop, he'll get, you know, all the different condiments, mix it up, and make some fry sauce for everybody. So that's kind of a weird thing we do out on the road.
It's just mayonnaise and ketchup, but you can do a little bit of barbecue sauce if you're into that, some Chipotle mayo, You get weird with it. Yeah, fry sauce is a big Utah thing. As far as combinations on the road, I don't think we have a whole lot of time to cook much. I mean, we're grabbing gas station food at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because by the time we get done with our headlining set and get everything packed up and get on the road, everything's closed. So
Yeah.
as foodies, we've been a little bit bummed about that. We're a little bit tired of Lunchables and cold sandwiches, but we'll get through it.
Yeah. Okay, because we saw a video. It was Shinedown. It was Brent Smith from Shinedown. He used like Ritz crackers and cheese and like microwaved it, and he put ham on it or something. And I'm like, that can't be good.
Yeah.
But like him and Zach were like, no, yeah, it's actually really good.
So I guess.
Cold turkey sandwich, but you put like hot chips or barbecue chips or Doritos on the sandwich.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
I've got one. So Juanita, our bass player, him and I, we're the only two that'll share this, but him and I really like smoked oysters or smoked fish, sardines. So when we have our off days and we can share a hotel, we'll buy sardines and crackers, a little Tabasco sauce, and we have our little oyster date night together. Him and I, because we can't eat them on the bus.
Right.
It's kind of, it's a strong smell.
Yep.
Him and I, we both really like those kind of smoked fish, oysters, octopus that nobody else really cares for. So that's kind of our weird combination.
that's
that
fair.
him and I will do, yeah.
I'm a big seafood fan, but I've never been able to get into sardines.
Oh, yeah.
Like sardines and anchovies, I can't do.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the rest of the shellfish and I was gonna say oysters, but that's shellfish. Like all kinds of fish and everything. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never been able to do sardines.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think both Johnny and I, we grew up kind of eating fish and, those kind of things. So when every opportunity we get, like when we tour, we'll go, like when we were in Baltimore, we went to a seafood restaurant, got oysters and clams and mussels. And
yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, growing up in Australia, we're all right on the coast.
Yeah.
So seafood is amazing out there.
I bet.
Like expensive as hell,
Yeah,
but
fair.
really good. All right, but is there anything that you guys want to let anyone know about? Anything coming up, or?
We're going on tour with Theory of a Dead Man in October. New record, Icarus, coming out in November. Citizen Soldiers, the band, go check it out.
And the Theory of a Dead Man, that's going to be an acoustic, right?
Acoustic tour, yeah.
Yep.
Small theaters, yeah.
Okay, and is Theory doing acoustic as well?
They are.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to think of how their music will transition to acoustic. I don't think I've ever actually experienced them acoustically.
I think it's something new for them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up and let you guys because you guys are going to be on stage in like an hour or so, right?
Yeah, about an hour, yeah.
Okay, so we'll let you guys get set up, and
Perfect.
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys play. It's going to be my first time seeing you guys live.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited to see you.
Awesome, dude.
All right. Well, everyone stay weird and stay wild, and we'll see you next time.